Hey, what's up, guys? You welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is Thots Go By with ID Kabasa. On this channel, we'll be sharing tips, tricks, and probably some ideas on what goes on in the mind of creative people, what goes on in their thought process, why they do what they do, and once in a while, we'll get to also talk on how they get to do what they do. Please click on the subscribe button. This will actually determine if whatever we've been sharing on this channel is useful to people. Okay, to start, I need to put down this foundation that we need to understand that everything starts from a thought. Everything that we feel, everything that we see, everything that we hear, everything that we touch, it all started from a thought. Everything that we perceive, they are perceived by the mind, which means that they are in our thoughts. They all started from the thought. So if you can decipher the thoughts or the way the mind of a creative person works, obviously you'll be creative yourself. We need to put this foundation down that what we'll really be discussing about on this channel are to do more, not too much with how to get to do things, which we'll definitely be talking about once in a while, but more about what comes to the mind, what we want to do, what we do, and the reason why we do what we do, which is the why. And this will go a long way to help you. This will go a long way to help you to be able to think creatively, not just to get to do things averagely like what people have done before, or you trying to copy other people. You can copy the thought process of a man. I can tell you can do better than whatever that person has done. So on this channel, we'll be dealing more with thoughts that comes to the mind when we get to create things. In the next few minutes, I'll be taking you on a journey that starts this week on creativity. To create anything, be it commerce, music, drama, arts, movie, whatever that you have, it started with something called a need. There should be a need for what you want to create. A need, or you can call it a necessity. You can call it a necessity for what you want to create. You don't just create things without any need for them. I don't know a better way to say it. There should be a need for what you want to, a necessity for, or a desire for what you want to create. You don't just create things out of all in the name of being creative. You just create something that is not needed. Just imagine I just create something now that people don't know, they don't know they use, they don't know what, they don't even have a need to use it for, and all of those things. What will I tell them? That I'm a very creative person, that I just feel like creating, so I created this thing. You people should just use it. They will ask me to do what? So you need to identify a need before you go too deep. When people don't identify a need for what they create, this leads them to so much frustration, because at the end of the day, they get frustrated with people, they get angry with people that they don't even know what I've put into the creative process of this thing. But at the end of the day, they don't need what you have created. So for creativity, I think it starts first from the place of a need. Even God creating the world, there was a need, because they were creating the world, everywhere was dark, there was nothing. So God knew that there was a need for things to exist, for that new world that He wants to create, for it to come into existence. So everything starts from a need. What is the need for what you are creating? What is the need that you need to create things for? All of these things have to be put into consideration. And by the way, I want to quickly say this, that a lot of people will tell you that it starts from an idea. Before we get to the idea of what we need to create, you will definitely know that you need to know what you are thinking about to get that idea. So I'm not saying that it doesn't actually come from an idea, but I think a need comes before the idea. When a need is identified, it actually answers the question of why. It also takes us to what and how we need to create what we need to create when the need is identified. And we also have to put it at the back of our mind as we go on this journey, that nothing is created in finality. Now, when a need is identified, to an average mind, it is a problem. But to a creative mind, it is work. That is where we actually get our source from. That is where we get our juice from. That is where we get our energy from. That is where we get our ginger from. When a need is identified to a non-creative mind. By the way, there's no mind that is created that is not creative. It's just that people sometimes get lazy. They don't want to think. They don't want to get creative. So when you see a need, don't despair. Probably you should know that this is actually a blessing in disguise. And by the way, when I say the need, this can help musically now to be a bit practical. Let me say I want to create a song now, that the song, I want people to really hear what I'm saying on the song. Now, I am not saying that I can't create a beat that is fast-paced, that people will dance to and all of that, but I know that the message of the song can get lost in the process of people dancing. So when I know that the need is for them not to dance, but the need is for them to hear what I'm saying, I can do a mid-tempo song that I know that they will listen to more of what I'm saying rather than just dance away their sorrow, which, by the way, when they finish dancing, they get back to. So there is always, and if it is for me to trigger the happiness emotion that I want them to be very, very happy, it won't make sense to be playing sad music. At that point, I need to make a beat that will, understand, that will be jivey and people can dance to and do all of that. So there is always a need in everything that needs to be created. Please subscribe to this channel. This will determine whether we will continue with this, because this will also show me that there is a need for this series that I'm about to go into. And by the way, I've done interviews with the likes of Ogunade, with some of my people that are very close to me, with some actors that you know, and with some creative arts guys that you know, guys that draws and all of that, that they will share what goes on in their mind, how they tell their story, the things that come to their mind when they tell their stories and all of that. So guys, till next time, I say, have a creative week.